Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to take a look at these two faces that I have on the screen right now. And the thing that's in my head right now is I wonder, how many more of these stories are we going to have to do? How many more of these stories are we going to have to tell about these children being abused at the hands of a biological mother and a boyfriend? They have a website called momsboyfriend.com that specifically talks about these cases where just an unbelievable number of situations that are similar to this. Her face back up on the screen, that lady that you see right there on the right hand side, she's originally from Chicago, and she's just been sentenced today to 50 years in prison on charges stemming from the beating death of her 5-year-old son. And that little boy that y'all saw was named Jashan, J-A''SHAWN, Jashan Bussell in Iowa. The mother's name, as you guys can see right there, I know it's a little bit small. Let me skip his picture just for a moment since we're going to talk about the mom. Jacqueline Rambert, R-A-M-B-E-R-T, 26 years old, was sentenced Friday in Davenport, court records said. Now, she pleaded guilty to child endangerment, resulting in the death, and child endangerment multiple acts. Prosecutors agreed to drop a murder charge in return for her pleas. I want you guys to understand what exactly that means. So instead of her contesting this all the way through to a jury, what she decided to do was say, I'll accept lesser charges in agreement that you guys don't have to do any more work in this case, and I'll say I did, and I'll submit to a certain portion of it. Okay? In return, she can avoid the death penalty or life in prison, meaning she'll get a chance to get out of jail at some point. Bookmark that in your mind. We'll come back to it. Today, she was sentenced to 50 years on each count, with those sentences to be served at the same time, which that is, what do they call it? Concurrent. Under state law, the mother, Jacqueline Rambert, must serve at least 40% of the sentence. So if she got 50 years, what is 40% of that? 20 years. In agreement with this, she agreed to testify against her co-defendant and boyfriend, Trey Henderson, who was 28 years old. There are only 2 years difference in age, or maybe even less. But he was convicted February 13th of this year of first-degree murder and other crimes. And he is expected to get a life sentence without the possibility of parole. When you date thugs, you date death. How is it that this mother can have a kid by a completely different human being? She will prevent that human being from being able to see the kid, legally, by the way. She'll take that kid and put that kid around some pussy ass thug that she fell in love with and give him unfettered access all day, all night, 24 hours a day, pay no child support, no nothing, and put her kid around somebody that she really does not know that well. You know why? Because all she cares about is her personal pleasures that he provides to her. He is not there to take care of that kid, nor does he care about that kid. Because in his mind, that kid is tying right back to the man that she was with before she got with him. That really fucks with some of these dudes mentally, right? It's not a smart thing to do. And what he did to this kid is unbelievable. Jashan Bussell, 5 years old, had 17 broken ribs. This baby boy that you see on my screen had 17 broken ribs. Damage to a number of internal organs and bruises from the top of his head all the way down to his ankles after the boyfriend, Trey Henderson, beat him up. This baby boy that you see on my screen vomited several times over the next 4 days before being taken to a hospital. That's according to court records, not my personal damn opinion. He was taken off life support and he died May 1st. I didn't know we had 17 ribs. That sounds like they broke every rib inside of his little bitty body. I didn't know we had that many ribs in our body. To be honest with you, I didn't pay attention in anatomy class. I really didn't. One broken rib is painful as it is. It makes it hard to breathe. So imagine a 5-year-old baby who's probably doesn't come any taller than your waist. He didn't have one broken rib, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10. Oh shit. I'm out of fingers. Guys, I'm out of fingers. His mother and the boyfriend claim that the boy fell off of the kitchen counter and he was knocked unconscious, in which the boyfriend threw water on him and put clothes on him and rushed him to his mother's job instead of taking this boy to the emergency room, let alone calling 911. You could see footprints on the child, almost as if they were stomping on him or kicking him in some type of way. They actually saw footprints on a 5-year-old. Yeah, on a 5-year-old, yes. This baby boy was not taken in for any kind of medical treatment for 4 days in spite of signs that something was very wrong. The mother admitted that she punched the boy in his side, breaking his ribs. At one point, because she was frustrated and nervous that he would not stop biting his lip. 20 years. This mother is currently 26 years old. That means she'll be able to get out at 46. The boyfriend testified Wednesday that he never hit the boy or hit him with a belt. He also denied causing the baby boy's fatal injuries and said he never saw the mother hit the boy. She was at work when Henderson texted her and said that the boy had peed himself. He urinated and soiled his pants. She testified when she got home from work that day, she noticed that he had bruises all over his body. Rambert asked Trey Henderson about it. Trey had told me that he whooped my son and basically had beat my son with a belt because of the text he had sent me earlier. When he was spanking him, Jashan was trying to run away from him and Jashan was hitting him in the head and the door and stuff. What? You were beating the hell out of a 5-year-old with a belt and then you were mad because he tried to run? Really? But I'm going to tell you guys this. One of our channel members recently said that they joined the channel membership and thanked me for encouraging them and explaining to them that you should not spank your children. I repeat, you should stop spanking your children. If you're physically hitting your children, spanking your children, beating your children, being physical with your children, I'm begging and pleading with you to stop. It is Neanderthal and is a lazy method of parenting. If you want your kid to do something that you have to physically beat them up to get them to do it, all you're teaching your children to do is fear you. And if they fear you as opposed to respecting you, then you're not teaching your kids shit. It's a horrible method of parenting. You have to cultivate a culture for children from the moment that they are born. That's why it's so important for us not to just have all of these kids all over the damn place. You're just getting pregnant, having a kid, getting pregnant, having a kid, getting pregnant, having a kid. And yes, you don't know how to discipline these kids. When people come up to me and they say, well, what am I supposed to do? If you throw your hands up and you say you don't know what you're supposed to do, then you're having too many kids or you are not a suitable parent. At that point, you need to stop, reevaluate, and realize where you really are. This is above and beyond anything that's acceptable, period. Not socially, nothing. They stomped this kid, beat this kid, punched this kid, smacked this kid, starved this kid, and let this kid die a slow 4-day death. But you know what? We're going to have some dumbass person who's going to email me and say, this mama was a good mama. I know her personally. She went to church and she did this and she did that. She got a 24 on her ACT. She was on her way to college. She was never late for work. The boyfriend is going to get life in prison. The mom could potentially get out in 20 years. 40% of a 50-year sentence is 20 years. Keep that in mind. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let me let you hear the couple of news videos, because this didn't get a lot of media coverage. This video only got coverage between me and Illicit Deeds and a couple other news sites. Not very many. But let me go ahead and show you guys what we have. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Jashan Bussell passed away after being taken off life support in Iowa City.
He was pronounced brain dead Tuesday, so his death certificate was signed then.
His paternal aunt says the precious 5-year-old had bleeding on the brain and massive internal trauma.
Sean had broken ribs. He had a fractured spine. He had the brain injury.
What did the doctor say caused his injuries?
From what we know, they said that he was beat to death.
Police are still looking for the boyfriend of the boy's mother, a man named Trey Henderson. They lived here at this apartment complex in Davenport.
His mother and the boyfriend claimed that he fell off the kitchen counter and he was knocked unconscious, in which case the boyfriend threw water on him and put his clothes on and rushed him to the mother's job instead of the emergency room.
Police in their affidavit say the boy suffered for 4 days before finally being taken to the hospital. By then, it was too late to survive the horrific injuries.
We don't believe that he fell off the counter because the nurses and the doctors said that he had bruises from head to toe. And some of the nurses said they even could see footprints, like in his hand on him. You could see footprints, so it sounds like maybe they were stomping or kicking him in some way.
The boy's aunt says Henderson may be on the run in Chicago, and the little boy's mother isn't talking to police.
We just want justice for him. He didn't deserve what happened to him. You know, he was just a kid.
Chris Miner, WQAD News 8.
What did this boy do that was so bad that he deserved what he got? He peed himself. Okay, he peed on himself. So we're not going to clean it up because this baby had an accident. That's what babies do. Last time I checked, babies have accidents. Things happen. So we're not going to be understanding as parents. We're not going to be loving as parents. We're not going to be kind as parents. Apparently, these two jackass parents believe that if this kid has an accident and pees on himself, he deserves to get hit, beat, stomped, punched, and he deserved 17 broken ribs, apparently. He deserves to die for peeing on himself. Apparently. Matter of fact, thank you, Ginger, and thank you, Shatiba. He might have had an accident because the baby was scared. And I look at his face and I look in his eyes and he looks like a bright kid that had a lot of promise, a lot of future. He looks like a fun kid. He looks like a good kid. He looks like a good baby. All babies are good. They really are. You make them into bad people. You can mold them into doing stupid and bad things. That kid looks like a great kid. That little innocent angel, that beautiful soul right there that y'all see on my screen deserved a chance. He deserved better. His mother is horrible. Her choice of men is horrible. And she deserves the maximum sentence allowable by law or worse. I wouldn't be mad if somebody decided to take some vigilante justice against his mom to make her suffer just a little bit, make her taste just a little bit of what this 5-year-old boy, Jashan Bussell, had to live through, and this baby suffered for 4 days. I want y'all to understand, as bad as this is, if they would have just taken him from day one to the hospital, it is possible that they could have saved his life. But what were these assholes afraid of? They were afraid that they said, hey, if he lives through this, let's let his injuries heal up and then we'll take him to the hospital. They were so worried about saving themselves, and for what they did to this kid, they did not want to be held accountable for what they did to that baby. That baby cannot speak for himself, nor could he defend himself against the tyranny of his own caretakers. He deserved better. Hashtag babies for benefits. Hashtag where's the biological father. Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. Hashtag TTO. Hashtag TTT. How many more hashtags do we have to throw out there before we get people to realize that every single day we have an opportunity to stop this? Stop beating your kids. Stop spanking your kids. Stop getting mad at your kids. Take more time and be understanding with your kids. Listen to your kids. Let them have an opinion. Teach them. Mold them. Explain to them. Love them and respect them. Respect reciprocates. If you give respect, you will get it back. And too many times, parents believe that just because they gave birth to a child, that they don't have to respect that child. And I am here to tell you that is a bullshit mindset. I am asking you guys to think outside of the box, be open-minded, open your heart, and listen. Give your children respect. And that respect will come back and it will reciprocate. We have to start holding ourselves accountable, and we have to do better if we want to expect better out of other people. That's the way that thing works, okay? And I hope people really open their mind, and I really hope that people open their heart. Thank you, Ruth Johns, for your donation. I want to say thank you, Veronica V, another awesome woman who decided to jump on the AFC family. And thank you so much for your vow of support. Veronica V, shout out to you. I thank you to all of our channel members, to all of our amazing ladies here, to all of our men who back us up and support us here, to all of the amazing people in the chat. Thank you guys, all of you guys, for vowing to make a difference for babies like this. They can't speak for themselves, nor can they defend themselves, and it's up to us to vote and change the laws. It's up to us, if we see something, to say something. It is up to us to protect these babies and do what is right. And send our sincere condolences to this soul, Jashan Bussell. There's a special place right next to Jesus for him. This is your boy DJ Just J. We're the AFC, where we advocate for children first. From my heart to yours, I love you guys, and thank y'all for hearing this baby's story, okay? Thank you guys so much, all right? I love y'all, and we'll see you guys on the next stream, and I already have another stream set up and ready to go to tell this story. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for bearing through this, and thank you guys. I can't thank you enough. We'll see y'all on the next stream, okay? Peace.